Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Adam. This is Open Late, and today I have the Four Horsemen Studios Figura Obscura retail release red Krampus. It's a mouthful. It's a box full. I mean, this is a absolutely fantastic looking box. First of all, we get the Nate Barch art all the way around. Forgive me for the glare there, but it does look very, very good. I can get in close. It almost has like a spectral kind of look on the side panel there, with the websites on the side there as well. On the back, we get, as usual, the bio write up for Krampus, um, and then some more, Four Horsemen Studios information on that side. A nice snowy scene on that side, and again, just like Father Christmas over here, the red Krampus box does come with this really fun magnetized box. You can hear the magnet, which is really great. Collector friendly packaging, allows you to sort of put this on, take it off without any issues whatsoever, as I did with Father Christmas. I'll try to set this up so that it doesn't have too much glare on it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What I realized was, when I was sort of prepping for this box, the Krampus box is like the exact same color as this dio, and it was just like blending into everything, so I had to kind of tweak that a little bit. Well, we get, full Nate Barch art wrapped all the way around on the inside as well, which is super, super cool. I didn't notice this, but you got Krampus presumably kind of sneaking up to this house. He's gonna go make sure that there's no naughty kids up there. I mean, Krampus is a terrifying terrifying idea, if you really think about it. But he makes for a fantastic figure, so that's pretty cool. What's up, Mike? What's going on, buddy? It's you're becoming sort of a regular commenter here, which is great. That's awesome. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to have people come back. Um, Now we do have a couple pieces of tape on here, and I, of course, what did I do with my trusty little knife? Where is it? It's normally right in front of me. There it is. I'm not gonna get this thing open if I don't have my little knife. By little, I mean it's tiny. It's a tiny little keychain little knife, but it's my dedicated box tape cutting knife. That's pretty much the only thing that I ever use it for, which is why it's on this desk, because this is where I open all my toys. Facebook user says Krampus, indeed. Disney washed Krampus as a toy thief instead of kidnapper on the Santa Claus series. Yeah, I mean, that's their MO, isn't it? Though, I mean, Disney kind of does that. They kind of soften the blow, if you will, of a lot of this sort of, nursery rhymes or children's story. All the Hans Christian Andersen stuff that they've sort of adapted and adopted and ruined, I guess, depending on your sort of perspective there. This is no good, but that's. I mean, I open everything, so I'm not really that fussed. But and I'm not going to pull it out but you can see in there my card art is got squished, got scrunched. But that card art that's in there, well, I'll pull it out just to show you. For the sake, well, will I? It doesn't want to come out. Oofa, that did not want to come out. So we get this insert inside the box. This is, it's still a snowy scene, but, the lighting has changed. So it's that kind of, it's yellow snow, I guess. Anyway. I certainly don't like that backdrop as much as I like this one here. So this is the one that I'm probably going to use anyway. Inside the box, though, here I will just quickly show you. We do get the instructions for inserting the tail into the hole on the back of the figure. I will not be doing that on the unboxing because I will heat that up in order to do it. I will heat up the body, not the tail, because that is the way to do it. So here we go. In the tray, we have red Krampus. Admittedly, he's a lot brighter than I thought he would be. It's a very, very rich, vibrant red. I had a Fury Clan Orc, but I don't have him at hand. I think this is a slightly different color than the Fury Clan Orc. It looks to me to be sort of slightly more orange on the spectrum than those Fury Clan than the Fury Clan red is, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't have that Fury Clan Orc in front of me, so I couldn't compare. But I'm sure somebody more professional than I has probably already done that comparison. So you probably already know the answer, and it probably doesn't matter what I say anyway. So in the second tray, we have his sort of whipping branches, his tail, as well as his little basket there. So let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the package first. The tail is great. The tail is, nice and long. Great deco, great sculpt. There's like a black wash to it, as there is to sort of all the other furry parts on the Krampus. Oh, how's that come out? Come on, there we go. There we get his little sort of bundle of twigs, bundle of sticks that he whips bad children with. I can't wait to show this figure to my kids and explain to them what all this means and how it relates to what they may or may not get for Christmas. Because my kids are brats. Not the dolls. They're actually like brats. There's something in there, but we'll get to that in a second. That surprise I will spoil. So, Facebook user says BC Sasquatch Man will do that comparison. Yeah, absolutely. Mike says my friend's trying to pressure me into getting Krampus, but I think I'm done with holiday figures after Father Christmas and Santa from Fresh Monkey. Yeah, fair enough. The only thing I would say, Mike, and I know that you're I think you were mentioning this yesterday, being new to Mythic Legions, what I would say is anytime you can get a figure at retail, do it. If you're not 100% sold on the figure, leave it in the package. But you will always get your money back if you change your mind later. You'll have to pay double very quickly. And I think Krampus will be one of those figures where if you don't get a Krampus now, I think you'll be paying, double if you decide to pick them up next year. So that's so we have a little string, rope, I guess, is what it's meant to be. It is, of course, twine. So that is for tying the basket onto the figure, which, again, I'm not going to do. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'll give it a shot, maybe. Top corner, we've got his bells, which is pretty cool. I mean, they actually jingle. So that's pretty fun. So they're all, I switched my camera so the lens is on the wrong side. The bells there are all sort of on one string, but they're all independent. Like there's actually six individual bells. You can see that pretty well, I think, there. So that's pretty fun. That's a good. Then we've got his shackles. when I suppose when the basket's not big enough for kids, you know, you can get the kids shackled up, get the kids handcuffed. I suppose. I don't know. Then we have a pair of hands. And these are going to be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these are going to be gripping hands, just like your standard. Yeah. So these are just your standard sort of C. Hear them referred to as C grip hands, just because they're C shape, I guess. So that he can carry his branches and carry all that stuff. And then, of course, we have the twist ties. So the twist ties are great for the collector friendly packaging. I mean, it's easy to get the figure in, easy to get the figure out. The nice thing about Mythic Legions, of course, is if you do decide to pack them up, you can always pack them back up in the box really easily. I even keep these twist ties. I don't know if you notice this or not while I'm doing this, but I actually, when I sort of spin them to sort of untie them, I guess. Do you untie these? I actually fold them. I fold them over so that they don't fall out. And then when I pull it through the other end, I actually fold this end as well. And the reason that I do that is because that way the appropriate ties are right where they started. So if I ever package this thing back up and rehome him, he will actually arrive to his forever home exactly as he arrived to me. So I keep everything that comes in these Mythic Legions packages because why not? Also because I'm nuts. That's a weird thing to do. Maybe, I don't know if it's nuts or not, but it is. People have mentioned that it's weird. They think it's weird that I keep the twist ties, and maybe it is. I don't know. Now, before we get this beautiful angry boy on screen here, let's just quickly check in. Immortan Jojo says, "Heck yeah, it's Krampus o'clock." It is indeed. Facebook user says, whatever you done buy will be double when sold out or more. Whatever you don't buy will be double when sold out or more. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you see it happen instantly. Like you see figures that are available at retail, and then as soon as everybody sells out and somebody goes looking for one, it's I mean, you're paying a pretty decent premium for it real quick. Tiberius Wilson says, so far I am liking this. Best part of getting a new figure, the twist ties. I suppose so. This guy looks phenomenal. He's a big solid figure. It's a 1.0 body. It's all parts that we've sort of seen before, apart from the head and apart from this sort of furry collar bit. I don't really know what else to call it. But it's pretty impressive. I mean, it's fairly decently sized. Let me just adjust. I realize now that I had my camera set up for when the box was in the shot, and as it is not, let me quickly figure out how to stand this guy with his big hooves. And I will just quickly adjust. Bear with me for a second. You will hear the creaking of the creak of the little tripod-y thing that I'm using. There we go. That actually gives me better space to work because I can actually move closer now. Ho, ho, ho. Psych, it's Krampus. It's not Santa at all. Yeah, this guy looks great. So the red paint is fantastic. If you weren't aware, Mythic Legions are painted head to toe. The color plastic. Let's see if this guy actually oftentimes the easiest place. So it looks like they're probably using a red plastic anyway, but this piece is really cool, and I think I might try to use this for something else. I may match this up to something else. It may even end up, when we get the head pack, this may end up with my Black Panther head, just to add some color, just to do something a little bit different. But this is a really cool piece, and I hope we see this. I hope we see this a bunch more times, to be honest. This piece is way, to me, like the this guy does not want to stand. To me, the piece that the cats come with, that sort of weird sort of thing that builds up their shoulders, doesn't work as well as this. This works a lot better. It doesn't sort of change the angle the way that like that cat one sort of makes it feel. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not doing a very good job. And because I don't have one, I don't have my I don't even put that piece on my Purplorer for that very reason. But since I've got this off, we'll just take a quick look here. He's got pretty good paint apps. I don't know if you can see it, but there's sort of there's some black shading in the red, and it looks really good. It makes the red look really nice. It adds some depth. It adds some sort of tone to the character. I think you can see in there, like that's the color of the plastic that's used, but it's painted over, so they have sort of a red plastic. And if it was just that red plastic with no paint, it wouldn't look very good. I'll tell you, that color inside those little slots doesn't look that appealing. But the paint, the color of the figure itself, looks absolutely stunning in person. As I said, nicer than it probably looks on screen, in 720. You know, okay definition, but certainly not high def, so you're not going to pick up all the nuances and shading, which is also true in his sort of belt and all these pieces are, there's a wash to them, so they're that sort of dark gunmetal that we see a lot of things come out from Mythic Legions. But I mean, you see when I turn it that it kind of has different colors depending on sort of how you see it, where the light hits it, and it does appear to be sort of like a silver dry brush to it, very lightly, just enough to sort of give you that contrast, giving you you know, some highlights and such, but not too much to really change the color as such. As I said, it's a 1.0 body, so it's pretty standard. It's pretty straightforward. You know, we're familiar with this. There is the hole to plug the tail in, the appropriately termed boom boom hole, if you will. So I'll get that tail in there once I get a second. If you get one of these, heat up the hole. Don't heat up the tail. If you heat up the tail, well, I mean, if you've ever tried to jam something in that wasn't nice and firm, it's a lot harder. So soften up the part where you're trying to get it in. Keep this bit nice and stiff. You get it in, no problem. If you get my meaning. This happens to me a lot when I get these legs. If you can see what I mean. This is what it's supposed to look like. This one on this side, that angle. This one was in the package funny, so it's kind of bent down. When I heat this figure up to get that softened up, this will soften up as well. I'll just bend that back, and it'll be perfect. It'll be, you know, as it should be, as you'd expect. This is kind of cool. I'm torn on this because for Christmas, I love this. It's sort of a nice dark sort of evergreen with the brown and the silver. If I display this figure sort of outside of Christmas time, I'll probably just swap this piece out and put a different color one, or put like an armored one or something like that. DJ 5000 says kids are watching, man. Well, fair enough. You can explain to them that joke is why they exist. Left Coast Graphics says Jay will make a custom Beastman by midnight. He's already working on it. He was live on Instagram earlier. I had to duck out because I was getting set up for this, but Beastman vibes Motu tribute for sure. And I think that's this piece in a slightly different color. I mean, yeah, you're right on the money. That, like, this setup in like a dark orange, and then what head would you do? The Vorthog head? Yeah, I think the Vorthog head, and then there you go. You got Beastman for sure. But speaking of head, this will not stand up. Anyway, speaking of heads, this is phenomenal. This looks fantastic. The paint is absurdly good. The eyes, let me see. Tweak this just a little bit more to sort of see if I can get it to hit right where I want it to. There, that's better. The blue eyes are like a vibrant royal blue, which really, really pops on the figure. He's got his crooked teeth, each sort of individually painted. His tongue has sort of like a glossiness to it. I don't know, does it pick that up at all? It kind of like, it looks nice and moist. Oof. Yeah, that's it. That's a good looking sculpt. That's great deco. Like I said, the paint apps are fantastic. There's a black wash to any of the sort of darker bits. The horns look absolutely stunning, in really nice color. They're sort of black underneath with sort of a brown, and just really, really well done. Beautifully done. Now, getting this all back together, you know, one thing that people have mentioned is that this furry bit for the collar is really well designed, because it doesn't really hinder the posability of the head. He can't look down, but you know, other than that, he can look up a little bit. He can look side to side, pretty good. So you can still get him in sort of an angry sort of lunging pose. I'll try, but I'm not gonna take too much time to pose him up. For one thing, because I'm not really good and very fast at getting figures to pose, but that's not bad. I mean, it doesn't look awful. Now we've got, last but not least, I pulled this out pretty much first, knowing that I would leave it till last. Just like Santa, he's got some goodies in here. So let's see what goodies we've got. Now there's a little elastic band that comes on this. Don't get rid of that. Set that to the side, and I'll show you why in a second here. Lid pops off, and we get a whole bunch of little stuff in here. So what do we get? We get a set of skeleton hands, the remains of one of the kidnapped children, I suppose, as well as 2 skulls. Now let's see what we got here. A lot of times when we get Mythic Legion skeletons, we get 2 skulls, because there's sort of 2 styles. There's sort of the original style, which is this one here, ever so slightly smaller than the other one. So that's that one there. And then we get this one, slightly bigger, slightly sort of bulkier sculpt, because it has the articulated jaw, which is pretty amazing, I think. I think it's pretty cool that they have that. So while the one is probably a little bit more anatomically or scientifically correct, the one with the opening skull, the opening jaws, is just so badass. Anyway, you get those. Now, the reason I said keep that elastic, and I'll see if I can set this up really quickly. if you put these hands on the edge of the basket, to make it look like somebody's trying to crawl out, the lid will not stay on. However, if you take the elastic, and it's clear, so you're not really going to notice it once it's on there either, for display purposes, that elastic will sort of hold you. It doesn't do a perfect job. I mean, I could take longer and set it up, but then you can have it so that it looks like the little hands are trying to creep out. I think that's pretty cool. That's super fun accessory. My favorite accessory. He does not want to stand up. It doesn't help that the surface is not smooth. This is pretty fun though. I'm excited to get this this guy all set up with the basket on his back, which gets tied on, you know, with the twine, the sticks in one hand, the bells around his neck. Yeah, just all together a really fun figure. With, I think, a pretty fun selection of bits and pieces. Yeah, that's kind of a festive. Whoa, sorry about that. Festive fun, of course, to go with Santa. I'm gonna get them both in here. So there you go. That's sort of the two holiday offerings that we've got from Mythic Legions. And I think they look really great together. Now, I don't have the black Krampus, but now that I have Santa and the red one, I kind of want the black Krampus. I feel like the black one kind of fits and sort of it balances Santa a little bit better, a little bit differently. But let's see. DJ 5000 says I had the black, but really like the red now. Yeah, the red is stunning, and I think for a figure that's going to be on the shelf sort of year round, the red is my preference for the sort of balance of, you know, Father Christmas and a Krampus. I would say that the black kind of works better in that it's, you know, like the more accurate, I guess, to the lore. Although he's sort of depicted in both ways, you know, at different times. But for me, yeah, the black one just sort of works a little bit better with Santa. Not that the red one doesn't, but I think the black one just feels a little more sinister, feels a little more I don't know. Does that make sense? Like it's a little darker, a little more evil. The collar piece from Black Krampus would look nice on it. That's exact. I thought that exact same thing too. And you could actually swap just that collar piece, and actually kind of make that Black Krampus look a little bit better too, in my opinion. Spooky, scary skeletons. Yeah. 1.0 and 2.0 skulls. Is it, or is it? Oh, I thought it was just, I thought they were both 1.0. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, that's the 2.0 skull and that's the 1.0 skull. But there is the 1.0, there's two versions of the 1.0, but you're right. This is the smaller 2.0 skull. Upon further review, I surmise that you are correct. Too much red, maybe. You know what? When I first saw it, I thought that. In hand, I don't feel that way anymore, and it's down to the black wash. If I'm being honest, it doesn't. It feels less too much red than like Belphegor, if that makes sense. And DJ 5000 says black emotes more evil. Yes, and I think And I think when you're going for sort of Father Christmas versus Krampus, you're kind of going for good versus evil in a way. Um, if that if that's what you're going for, you know what I mean. So I think Black Krampus in that respect is now on my list for some to try to track down. Dang it! I'll find one at some point. Anyway, that's all I had. I'm just doing Red Krampus tonight. As I said on the last video that I did yesterday, I'm pretty much planning to do an unboxing every evening this week because I have a whole lot of toys to get through, with more on the way Christmas morning. So on that note, I'm just gonna sort of tie things up here. White version will be sick. If they do a white version, yeah, that would be pretty dope too. And you could just have like a whole gang of cram pie. Would it be cram pie? Anyway, on that note, enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope that you guys can join me again. Like I said, I'll be doing this pretty much every evening, more or less around about the same time, sort of anywhere between 8:30, 9:30 kind of thing. So hit that notification button so that you'll get notified when I set up the video. I usually set up a couple hours early, so you should have a little bit of a heads up, and it shouldn't be too much of a surprise that I go live. But yeah, should be fun. I've got some more Mythic Legion stuff to open. I've got some G.I. Joe Classified stuff to open. I've got Marvel Legends, some new Marvel Legends from the retro carded X-Men wave, which I'm really excited to open. So yeah, should be fun. Lots of stuff to open. It's always fun to sort of do this with friends. I appreciate you guys all being here, and I hope to see you all again very, very